Hey there, guys. It's Kage DQT coming at you, and today I wanted to just talk about the Dragon Quest Infinity Strash game and kind of just give you a full review on it, as opposed to the, I guess, the 3 hour reviews. Some people gave this game. Let me just pull one up here. Take a look real quick. What did this game get overall? Let's see here. 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 61%. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I get it. There's stuff here that sucks. Right off the bat, just to get this out of the way, is this a $60 game? No, this is not a $60 game. I think if you can get this game on sale for like 30, 40 bucks, I'd pick it up, I'd grab it, I'd enjoy it. Now, essentially, why am I saying this? Uh, there's a lot of filler in here. If you've never watched the anime before, it's not so much filler, but for most people who are going to play this game and enjoy the content, it's it's just going to be a rehash for you. It's going to be just you get the campaign, it goes up to about episode 40 or so, maybe a little bit further, and then that's it. That's it for the story. I feel like they added the story campaign in, but the real bread and butter is the Tower of Recollection. That is the real meat and potatoes of this game. It's an interesting mechanic. It's a very punishing place. Now, overall, the game's broken up into 7 chapters. Obviously, there's going to be some spoilers. Sovereign Rock Castle is the final fight. You beat the story. You can go through the Tower of Recollection midway through. I think it unlocks like chapter 3 or 4. I don't remember, but you can go through that, or you can keep going with the campaign and try and get as far as you can, because there's a bond system to the game where these are essentially extra cards you use to boost your character's abilities. You get them from the towers in different segments, and they definitely help to boost performance. Now, outside of the normal campaign, there are 7 challenge chapters. They're essentially just going through the chapters again with some increasingly difficult fights. The first one, I think, starts at level, I think the minimum requirement is like level 40, 45, and they go all the way up to like, I think 70 or 80 for level wise. So, and a bunch of them are just one character only to do. Uh, I think your big roadblock for most people will be Unicle. Unicle's fight again, or even Crocodile on Chapter 2 Challenge. Those will be where you start to start feel like, man, okay, this game's a bit rough. There's some fight to it. If you go that route, if you go the campaign into challenge, and then you really start working on the Tower of Recollection. If you go to the tower right off the bat, the tower is an interesting place, and what makes me think that the campaign was kind of like just tacked on, because that is where the bulk of the content, the bulk of what you're going to be doing in this game, is going to be in that tower. Now, what exactly is that tower? Well, that tower is 105 floors, essentially, or 105 rooms. Those rooms are randomized. There's 21 floors. At the start of every floor, there's a shop. There's one option for a door, and then you go all the way. You fight a boss at the end of the floor, and then you go on. You repeat that process. Now, if you're using 4 characters, if any character dies on the way down, they are out. They are eliminated from the fight. I couldn't find any way to revive them. I don't know if there is any way. There might be. I never encountered it. So, any character you lose, they're gone for the rest of the run. If you lose all your characters, you only retain the amber shards, I believe they're called, which are used to level your bond. So if you somehow get wiped out, you lose all progress. You got to start back at level 1. Now, here's something that was kind of silly about this whole process. There is a teleporter you can use to skip floors and go up, but I found zero benefit to it because it didn't auto level me up. It didn't give me any sort of stats for choosing that, and it just put me into a difficult situation early at level 1 with no additional benefits. Because every floor, every room you go through, you're picking up a new stat. If you're using one character, which you'll have to do if you want to platinum the game, every stat bonus for that character is going to help you. Or if you're using 4 and you're kind of going more for like generic buffs, which there'll be ones where it's like, okay, 1% crit rate for everybody in the party, or 1% magic crit rate, or where everybody gets HP. There's a bunch of different buffs. Now keep in mind that's all randomized, how the rooms are going to play out. So the rooms are randomized. The types of buffs you can pick from the rooms are randomized. And for the most part, even bosses are randomized. You have no idea what you're going to be fighting. I mean, at one point, I did a solo clear with Mom, martial arts Mom, which she is my pick. If you're going to go for platinum, she is probably the best character you could use to solo that tower. And you'll see once you try and get to the top of the tower, clear all 21 floors with a party of 4. It's not easy even with 4 characters. But she is definitely my pick. But it's just a very punishing system. But that's where the bulk of the gameplay is going to be. I mean, you're going to have some challenge. You're going to have some decent fights when you clear the story and you go through the challenge fights again. You fight a souped up Paddler, souped up Crocodile, Unicle. Realistically, I would say the real roadblock fights are going to be Crocodile, Unicle, and Zamza. Those were kind of like the real roadblock fights. The last 2 challenges on Chapter 7 were a bit touch and go as well. But those are going to be the fights that really test you and get you to kind of appreciate and understand the mechanics of the game. Now, for the tower is super random. You never know what type of boss you're going to be fighting. You only know if you're going to be going into a boss room or not. And, of course, boss rooms give better stats. So you want to go into as many boss rooms as you can if you can afford it. Or if you've overreached and you started losing characters, you want to avoid as many boss rooms as you can and get out of there with any bonds you achieve so you can use those bonds to strengthen your characters and level them up. But essentially, I think this would have been just a way better if they did this game for $30. They cut all the anime filler because, again, for most people, I've already seen the anime. Most other people who play this game probably have going to have seen the anime. It was an extensive amount of anime stills, not just a couple. I mean, I appreciated the CGI moments that they brought into the game. I love those. Those were great. But there was maybe 12 to 15 CGI big cutscenes and hundreds of anime stills. I mean, at one point, I think I skipped through 40 minutes of anime stills to get to the next fight. About 40 minutes. So, kind of tedious. I get why most people didn't give this game much of a chance. However, I will spoil a couple of things for you here as well. Not major story plot points, but if you somehow clear this tower, if you get to the top, you get done with it, there's more. The tower is kind of like Hades at that point, where they have extra challenges. Like, you could go in with higher HP for bosses. You could go in with conditions like you can't use items or you take damage constantly. I played around with the system a little bit, but after I got platinum, realistically, I just deleted the game and moved on. But I did appreciate the systems. I did appreciate that they put that all in there. They did some other things as well. There's some other surprises along the way in the tower. I mean, it, it's not really much of a surprise since they did a trailer for it. But you do get to fight Dark Lord Vern if you get to the very end of the tower, and his fight is interesting. So I'm not going to spoil it for you there. That you'll have to encounter yourself. But if you can get through this tower in one go, get to the very end, not wipe, you're in for a treat there. But there's just all sorts of things stacked against you the higher you go in this tower. The fights get tougher. Some of the rooms start getting different mechanics and things to try and slow you down and kill you. Some of the boss fights and the combinations are dirty. Like one of them was Dragonoid, Baron, and Larhart. That's a dirty fight. Another one of them, which, depending on how far you get, you have to fight all the Dragon Masters. Which, you do that in Challenge. It's not too bad in Challenge. But, depending on what floor of Tower of Recollection you're on, that could be like a 10-minute fight. And just remember, if you die, you have to go all the way back down. There's no point teleporting back up. You lose a lot of progress, you lose a lot of goodies. So, it's a very interesting system. It is kind of reminiscent of Dragon Quest Heroes in some way, but it gives me a bit of like a Dark Souls vibe because of the stakes involved and the ability to lose everything. So it's got some interesting things to it. The campaign, the challenge, there's no real risk there. You can bash your head against those bosses as many times as you want. If you decide that you want to power level yourself up, I would make a recommendation of doing Challenge Hadler as the fight. You can get really good at that fight, get it done quickly, and get yourself like 4 to 6K experience if you use the Bond booster. But I feel like this game just got a rough shake. It has more to it. You have to get through the BS, though. You have to get through the story. You do want to do these challenge modes. You want to get as many bonds as you can, because bonds give you additional stats that do carry over into this tower. Because again, when you go into this tower, you're level 1 all over again. The only thing you have for boosts are whatever bonds you have equipped and whatever bonds set bonuses you got from the chapters as well. So those bonuses come in handy. They are going to help you, especially with like multipliers like, 5% attack, 40 HP, anything you can get to help yourself. I would I would like to see a sequel to this. I doubt it will happen with the middling reviews. Maybe we'll get some sort of DLC with extended content. I was disappointed we didn't see any Zabueta. We didn't see Kilvern for any fights. There were a couple other characters that were left out. But they were obviously thought about in there. They have their own bonds. Kilvern has a bond. Zabueta has a bond. There are fights there that I was expecting to see in the Tower of Recollection that I never came across. Maybe they're rare. Maybe they are there. I don't know. But I did like this game overall. Again, I can't justify a $60 price tag. As much as I want to fanboy this game and be like, yeah, this was great, I can't justify it. I mean, the game as a whole, yeah, it is like a 5 out of 10. But again, just the Tower of Recollection, just that part of the game, I wish there was more there. I wish they had something else, or they had like more towers or more things to go along with it, because that mode was engaging, that was fun, there was risk involved. That was fun to stream for people. Not the earlier floors, because they were super easy, but popping on a stream at like floor 14 and people watching to see if I was going to wipe and lose everything or make it through the run. That was cool. That was fun. And even some of the challenge fights were interesting. People were watching me, kind of beat my head against those until I learned the battles. Those were fun. But other than that, I mean, I played the game at the highest difficulty it gave me, adventure mode. I mean, there was a story adventure. There's nothing else, and that difficulty didn't dictate, you know, the Tower of Recollection, because that tower had its own set of rules and things to it. But overall, just again reiterate, this game goes on sale for like $30. Pick it up. It's not bad. If you've watched the anime, skip all the stills. Watch the CGI cutscenes, the few they give you. Those are cool. And enjoy the game a bit, because we're not going to see probably anything else die related for a very long time. The mobile game, Heroes Bond, that had end of service. That's gone. I don't see them doing another game like that anytime soon. I don't see them doing a part 3 for Die for a while. You know, maybe we'll get one at some point. Maybe we won't. It all depends how long this game lasts in the West, which last I checked, revenue was down a little bit for that game, so I don't know how things are going to fare overall. Maybe it'll bounce back with some of the updates coming and the new game modes. We'll see. But again, not a bad game. Wait for it to be on sale. Give it a playthrough. You know, get to the tower. Try the tower out. See what you think. If you like it, great. If you beat it and you get to the extra modes, you know, play around with it, enjoy it. You know, give it a try. Or if it ever comes on Game Pass for either PlayStation or Xbox, pick it up then, you know. But ultimately, I feel like they missed the mark here. I feel like if they were going to do campaign, they should have just did it all the way through, or they should have just dropped the campaign entirely and just focused on this tower business, because that was fun. It was punishing. I lost progress at times. It made me want to try again. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the challenge. I had a lot of fun with that. I did not think that I was going to be able to get through the tower originally, but I did. Then I tried to do it with Die. No, couldn't make it work with Die. And somebody else will probably be able to solo it with Die at some point, but I had to swap to martial arts mom. But anyway, with that being said, if you guys have any questions about the game, leave them down below in the comments. If you want to see me play anything else, leave me some suggestions for games. I don't mind playing things that are off the beaten trail, you know, especially on PlayStation. I don't mind doing that. You know, it's, you know, I could play mainstream games all day. That's cool, but if there's some nice gems out there, if there's some games you're on the fence about, and you want me to give it a go, depending on the genre, I'll try it out. But anyway, you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. Take care.